The following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain. Hi, I'm Jason Wood for BoatTEST.com. I'm here on the Southport 33FE, which is a family boat with a lot of fishing features. Or is it a fishing boat with a lot of family features? The letters FE in 33FE stand for Family Edition, but she also has many features for anglers. Just for fun, we're going to go through the whole boat and keep score of how many features are for families and how many are for anglers. The Southport 33FE has a length overall of 32 feet 6 inches and a beam of 10 feet 8 inches. With a dry hull weight of 9,200 pounds, equipped with a pair of 300 horsepower Yamaha outboards, half fuel, no water, and 2 people on board, she had an estimated test weight of 11,644 pounds. Turning 15 1/4 by 18 Yamaha stainless steel props, we saw a top speed of 42.3 knots at a wide open throttle reading of 5,900 RPM. She had her most economical cruise at 3,500 RPM, where she hit 21.6 knots with a fuel burn of 16.7 gallons per hour and got 1.3 nautical miles per gallon for a range of 348.7 nautical miles. From a dead stop, she climbed onto plane in 4 seconds flat and went from 0 to 20 miles per hour in 5.2 seconds and on to 30 miles per hour in 8.2 seconds. We didn't see more than a light chop in the protected river where we conducted our speed runs, so the best we could do to measure her handling was to run through the wake of our camera boat. When we did, she was rock steady and spray was knocked out horizontally and well behind us for a dry ride. Both anglers and family like a dry ride, so I score 1 point for each. Now let's take a look at which is actually the most important part of most boats, their bottom. Her hull was designed by C. Raymond Hunt Associates, who are the undeniable experts on deep V hull design. On the hard, we see that a hard chine and 2 strakes in each side start at the stem and move aft. The chine starts out 6 inches wide at the transom, tapering down as we go forward. The higher strake starts 25 inches forward of the transom and measures 4 inches wide there, shrinking to 3.5 inches amidships, and then getting progressively smaller as it disappears at the stem. The lower strake starts amidships and measures 2.5 inches wide, tapering as it moves to the forward section. The chines and strakes give flat running surfaces to improve speed and efficiency, knock down the spray, and provide some stability. There's no pad on the keel, just a soft, rounded radius. The bottom surface in between chine and strakes has a very sharp entry forward, 50 to 60 degrees. These steep angles cut through the waves rather than pound into them. As the hull sweeps back, the dead rise continues to flatten out until it reaches 22 degrees at the transom. This is a good compromise between a 24-degree deep V, which cushions the most but can be rolly and less fuel efficient, and an 18 to 20 degree bottom, which softens the ride much less. The stem has a slightly concave forward rake, which enables the hull sides to curve outward, creating a shape that was popularized in the Carolinas, so it's called Carolina flare. This exaggerated flare has tremendous buoyancy in head seas and peels water out and away from the hull, something that's very important to anglers in open boats offshore. Score 1 for fishing. Southport uses resin infusion to make a strong, robust hull with the exact amount of all vinyl ester resin for optimal strength. The twin Yamaha F300s are mounted in a 6-inch deep well in the second mounting hole on an all-composite transom. No wood is used in the construction of this boat. There are doors to either side in the aft bulwarks that have the fuel filters and fuel line primer bulbs for the port and starboard engines. A pull-out shower is located next to the transom gate for swimmers, an activity many families enjoy. The transom gate itself opens out as we prefer it for emergency dewatering, an important detail for an open boat going far offshore in challenging conditions. The optional dive door is a good investment to handle swimmers and scuba divers, as well as to bring aboard a trophy fish. It's also useful to step aboard from a floating dock. The cockpit has deep combing pads for added comfort on 3 sides. It's 28 inches deep aft, which is good for kids, And in sloppy conditions, it's good for parents as well. The cockpit measures 4.5 by 9 feet wide, more than 40 square feet of cockpit space. This provides plenty of room for anglers and crew to engage fish from both sides of the boat without being in each other's way. As we move forward, the interior is 29 inches deep amidships and 34 inches deep forward. A 35-gallon transom live well is wide and deep and painted blue inside, and it drains overboard and has a gasketed lid. Altogether, there are 9 rod holders in the covering boards. Some of them do double duty as beverage holders. Undergunnel rod racks port and starboard handle a total of 4 rods. There's a pressurized freshwater washdown amidships to starboard and a raw water one on the port side. An in-deck compartment aft is 38.25 inches wide, 17.5 inches long, and 21 inches deep, and can be used for storage. Inside is access to the through hull and sea strainer for the live well. Both of these units are particularly robust. In each stern quarter, there are 2 large cockpit scuppers with straight pipes that maximize flow rate overboard. Port and starboard insulated fish boxes in the cockpit sole have gasketed hatches. The opening on each is 4 feet long by 13.75 inches wide. The boxes themselves are 8 feet long, 20 inches wide, and 15 inches deep. They're insulated and plumbed for overboard discharge. But these 2 deep, long cockpit sole storage boxes can also be used for skis, boards, or water toys, or beach umbrellas for the family. The transom bench folds out easily for kids and friends and creates one of the most comfortable spots in the boat. The hardware is simple and sturdy. The aft-facing seat on the leaning post has a pair of drawers beneath that are convenient for holding dock lines or a shore power cord. Now Southport got a little creative with the backrest on the aft-facing leaning post seat. It transforms to a handy counter folding out on rugged stainless steel hinges. Clearly, this can be a bait prep station for anglers or a place for family food prep, and can even serve as a side table for beverages and snacks when entertaining aboard. Alternatively, family-oriented owners can opt for this entertainment center with grill, refrigerator, sink, and storage. Tackle storage in the leaning post is located to both port and starboard on our test boat, with 6 pull-out Plano boxes and 1 drawer on each side for tools and leader spools. An optional fridge can replace one of these lockers. The helm and companion seating is robust with cushions that flip up into well-padded bolsters for leaning. Armrests fold down for added comfort and have a positive locking latch for security. We like the lower padded section beneath the bolster as well. The hydraulic steering pumps are readily accessible beneath the leaning post in one of the best installations we've seen. The Edson Comfort Grip wheel is positioned to port. The Yamaha throttle and shift binnacle and Seastar Optimus 360 joystick fall easily to hand to starboard. A pair of 16-inch touchscreen Garmin GPS map multifunction displays were on our test boat, but there's enough real estate here for much larger screens. A glove box drawer at the helm secures odds and ends, and a Garmin GHS-10 VHF mic has been thoughtfully placed out of the way on the port side of the steering station. On the deck is a SeaDeck pad that makes a big difference to one's feet over the course of a long day. There's a door on the starboard side of the console, and it's really a smart design. It's in 2 pieces. There's a hatch on top that flips up on gas assist rams, and a lower door that swings forward. It makes a wide open entry point, and it's easy for even a large man to step down into the head. Inside, the compartment has 6 foot 2.5 inch headroom. There's a counter with a sink and a pull-up shower, a freshwater Dometic head, and 6 rod holders in the sole to stow the gear when the crew's ashore. There's a mirrored hatch that provides access to the backside of the helm dash. There's a standard Fusion stereo, an opening port light, and a berth that measures 77 inches long and stretches under the bow area. That berth is suitable for storage or an overnight in a pinch. The standard T-top is finished top and bottom with gel coat and mounted to a beefy 3-inch welded pipe frame. Our test boat rig had the optional 22-foot telescoping outriggers, 11 welded rocket launchers aft, and LED floodlights both fore and aft. Both the family and the anglers will appreciate this T-top. A standard acrylic windshield has a single wiper with a freshwater rinse and is mounted to welded brackets on the forward side of the T-top frame. The spacious bow area welcomes guests aboard. There's a seat for two with a padded backrest built into the forward end of the console, with a cold drink box underneath. Molded-in benches in the bow have lockers beneath that measure 13.5 inches wide by 43.5 inches long and can be used as either dry storage or fish boxes. Cushions create wraparound seating, and there's a filler section to connect the two benches forward. It's on two-piece hinges, so it can fold up out of the way or be removed entirely to make it easy to get to the anchor. Optional backrests drop into a couple of 0-degree rod holders on the aft end of these benches, creating forward-facing lounges. A bow table is an option that is a family focal point for picnics for kids and friends and cocktail parties for parents. It lowers on a 2-level pedestal to be a sun pad. With the lowered table in place and the cushions stowed, this area can also serve as a casting platform. The foredeck is rigged with both anglers and swimmers in mind. It's finished in non-skid, and our boat had a pair of 0-degree rod holders, pull-up 10-inch cleats, and a pull-up bow navigation light. All the toe stubbing gear is under the hatch. There we find the standard Lumar windlass, a galvanized plow anchor, 10 feet of chain and 300 feet of line. There's a snubber, an 8-inch pull-up cleat on the center line, and good access to the rope locker below. There are low-profile stainless steel handrails along each side of the bow seating area. Double beverage holders will help keep everyone happy and refreshed. As you can see, the Southport 33 FE scores pretty evenly for features that add utility for both fishing and family applications. But even more important, I hope our inspection has shown you the quality, ergonomics, utility, and the build practices that go into this fine center console. And that's our look at the Southport 33 FE. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Jason Wood.